I hear you. But does Twitch hear you?
Yo, they can hear it. They can hear it. They can hear it. Talk. Wait, talk.
Chat, can you hear us?
Let me see. Let me see.
Yeah, they can hear it. They can hear us. All right. Sorry, chat. Bear with us. We're trying to figure all this stuff out. It's a lot of buttons clicking.
All right, we're good.
All right. So sorry about that. We were discussing the Bills and Ravens, talking about that crazy game that took place, and Matt was breaking down why he thinks the Ravens are in trouble, especially with their tough division. Go continue, Matt.
Bro, I don't know if you missed it. I'm here breaking down the Ravens' schedule. They got a tough schedule.
Talk to me, Matt.
Next week, fine. The Browns, that's a gimme. Then they play Detroit, who although look bad, it's still Detroit. That's gonna be a tough game. Then they go to Kansas City, the Texans, the Rams, all playoff teams.
It's good.
The Vikings.
It's good.
The Steelers, the Bengals, the Steelers, the Packers. This is a tough schedule.
The Lions is a tough game in 2025.
Don't sleep on the Lions, bro. Don't do that.
Guys, oh my God, I'm glad we mentioned this because I wanted to say something before I forget. Can I just introduce you to this one stat? Let me introduce you to one stat. You hear me, Jay?
Yeah, you good.
Jared Goff, I repeat, Jared Goff, the top 10 quarterback that everyone claims that he is literally 0-16 and one tie without Ben Johnson as his offensive coordinator or Sean McVay as his offensive coordinator. Do you hear what I just said?
Listen, I've never been a fan of Jared Goff. That's been Jeremy's guy, Jared Goff. Never been a fan.
Hold on. Jared Goff just got a bad rap because he was traded for Matthew Stafford, and Matthew Stafford won a Super Bowl. And ever since that, we looked at Jared Goff like he was the trash girlfriend that got dumped for something better. And he basically
he's exactly that. That is what he is.
Yo, what was Detroit before Jared Goff got there? What did your man do? What did Matt Stafford do in Detroit with Megatron? He couldn't win.
They made the playoffs, and there was nothing else. There was Calvin Johnson and Reggie Bush, and the rest are nobodies. There was nobody.
Ben Campbell was the savior. I didn't think it was Jared Goff. Did you think it was Jared Goff? Dude, I don't think it was. I don't think it was Jared Goff.
I'm sorry. What's the most important position in football?
Quarterback.
Oh, and what is Jared Goff?
Quarterback. Wait, is he a top 10 quarterback? Is he a top 10 quarterback? My sources are telling me he's not a top 10 quarterback.
We were talking about the Ravens and the Bills. How do we end up on the Lions? Can we stay on topic? Can we do that?
Yes.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay.
Let's stay back on track. Raph, do you think the Ravens, look at that schedule, are they going to have a tough time winning the division and making it out of the AFC?
Absolutely not. Like you just said, Browns easy. Lions, that's easy. We're going to Kansas City week 4. I think Kansas City are fucking. I think Kansas City's are frauds. Texans, that's going to be a good game. Rams, stop it. Bears, stop it. Dolphins, stop it. Then they go to Minnesota. I have a upset, actually. I think Minnesota's going to win that game. Browns, stop it. Jets. Do I even have to say something about the Jets? Stop it.
So
Bengals. I think the Bengals win the Cincinnati game, but they lose the Baltimore game. That's my opinion. I think they split this year. Steelers stop it, Patriots stop it, Packers they're gonna lose that game, and Steelers stop it. I think that even though they lost the game to the Bills, I think that it's just not gonna do nothing to them. I think that you have to realize that when you have a locked in mindset that Lamar has this year, that Derrick Henry has this year, that these guys are now thinking like, look, we already accomplished everything we needed to accomplish. Now it's time to win the real thing. Like now, Lamar, how many MVP does Lamar have? 2 or 3?
he has 2.
Yes, 2. Lamar should be thinking now, listen, I already did my part. I already showed the people that I can win an MVP. Now I need to show people like Matthew that I can win a ring. This is the year that he's going to do it. And even though the Bills did that, let's be honest, and Chad was our mics were muted when he said this, but J Rod said that the only reason why the Ravens lost this game was because of what, Jay?
Literally everything had to go wrong for the Ravens.
That's what I'm saying. They shot themselves in their foot, right? They shot themselves in their foot.
Yeah.
Meaning that this game
But have they
was
not
more.
been always doing that? Have they not?
Okay, but listen. I'm not.
Yes.
It's just the same thing over and over again.
I agree, but I think that I like living in the now, and I don't like living in the past. That's not me. You know what I'm saying?
Well, the now is that they just lost.
The now is that they lost.
Again.
And now
they did the same thing. They
there's a
worked
good thing
all off season to correct what happened at the end of last year.
Yes,
And they
I
started
agree.
week 1 doing the same thing.
Yes,
They blew a 15
however,
point lead in the fourth quarter.
yes, I agree. But the good thing about this is that this is week 1 and not week 17, or week 1 and not divisional playoffs, AFC Championship game. And now they need to know that these things cannot happen. This game should have been a blowout. It should have been a blowout.
Let me ask you a question, and then we can move on to the next topic.
Yes.
If the Ravens don't make it to the Super Bowl, let's say they lose in the AFC Championship game, what has to change in the organization? Or do you think anything has to change?
Wait, say it one more time?
What if the Ravens don't make it to the Super Bowl, because they AFC Championship game is not enough, right? They have to make it to the Super Bowl at least make it. If they don't, do you think something has to change? And if so, what's that thing that has to change? Because I think, and this is gonna sound crazy, I think John Harbaugh is on the hot seat.
Harbaugh? You gonna say Harbaugh?
Because when it's 4th and 3, and you have Lamar Jackson and Derrick Henry, and you decide you're gonna punt that ball away to Josh Allen, to me, not only does it show overconfidence in your defense, it shows a lack of faith in your MVP and your star running back. And I think he has to get out of that mindset that this is not the 2002 Ravens defense. This is not even the 2010 Ravens defense. You know what I mean? He has to get over this. Raven is a defensive squad. So I think that, as crazy as it sounds, because John Harbaugh is such a great coach and he's always got his Ravens to the playoffs, even with poor quarterback play, something has to change. And it's not going to be Lamar Jackson.
What do you think, Matthew?
Why can't it be Lamar Jackson?
Oh my God, here we go.
Why would it be? Why would it be him?
This guy, bro.
Because I think at the end of the day, Lamar Jackson can't make the plays. Guys, he had a third down there. It went 3 and out. All you have to do at the end of that game is get a first down. And they went 3 and out. One first down, the game's over.
If you're the head coach,
you went 3 and out.
Lamar Jackson to get that first down on 4th? Are you punching
I am.
away?
I'm giving it to Lamar.
Hey, that's what I'm saying, and that's a coaching decision.
Guys, but we can't blame the coach for the defense collapsing the way that they did.
Is it easier to get a Lamar Jackson or to get a John?
We can't blame the coach for Derrick Henry's fumble.
Is it easier to get a Lamar Jackson or a John Harbaugh?
In the Ravens organization, Harbaugh is beloved, just like Mike Tomlin with the Steelers. I think it's going to be very difficult to get rid of Harbaugh.
But Mike Tomlin didn't have a Lamar Jackson. He didn't have a 2-time league MVP in his team. he didn't have a generational running back on his team, which we have to talk about that later because there's a whole discussion about generational talents, and I need to get your opinion on that, guys.
So what do you think in the chat? What do we think? You think Lamar's the problem, or you think the Harbaugh's the problem? Let him know. Let us know in the chat.
All right, Matt, we can move on to the next topic if y'all good.
Yep.
Yeah, I mean, touching on the Bills and the Ravens, we got to look at their competition, the Kansas City Chiefs, who on Friday night could not pull out the win over the Chargers. They lost 27-21. That game came down to the wire a little bit towards the end. It was 3rd and 14 with a chance to get the Chiefs the ball back. Just over 2 minutes to go. They had Herbert scrambling out of the pocket, and he ran for the first down, 20 yards. The game was over. Jeremy, I want to start with you. How concerning is it? Week 1, the Chiefs lost this game.
Oh man, the beginning of that game was just an aberration. Like I couldn't believe what I was watching. Patrick Mahomes looked awful. Now again, you have to give him some grace. He did lose his number 1 wide receiver, with also his his running back being suspended for the first 4 games, right? So so you have to give him a little bit of grace with that. But even still, there was just throws that were just way off target. Now again, he picked himself up. He made a couple of good plays, couple of runs, and again, is it in Brazil? So it's a weird environment, and I'm not making excuses for him, but I will say it is very concerning for the Kansas City Chiefs. It did not look like the same Chiefs teams last year. They were pulling out victories barely, but they were still winning at least. So you really couldn't talk anything about them. Sure, it was close wins, block punts, and you want to call it quote unquote luck, but it was still winning games, so you couldn't really critique them for what they were doing. Friday night was different, and what's the bigger story is not only how bad the Chiefs looked, but how great the Chargers looked. The Chargers looked unstoppable. It looks like Justin Herbert's finally finding his groove. We all know Jim Harbaugh is a great head coach. That defense was locking down those receivers and trying to putting pressure on Patrick Mahomes. So I think that the division is going to be a lot tougher. We saw what Geno Smith and the Oakland Raiders did. The Broncos did beat the Titans this week too. So right now, Chiefs are dead last in their division. Again, I'm not saying the Chiefs aren't making the playoffs. Of course, they're going to make the playoffs. They're going to figure out ways to win games. But as far as a big playoff push, I'm going to have to start seeing some better improvement, because it's not only this game, it's what happened in the Super Bowl. It's the fact that they got mollywopped by the Eagles. And if you are losing to the Chargers, which used to big brother them all the time, you're going to have some problems when it comes to the Ravens and the Bills, and when you see the Eagles again. So, yeah, I think it's not panic mode quite yet for the Chiefs, but it's definitely time to start taking things seriously.
For me, I think my concern was that first half of the Chiefs. They were awful, like you said, J-Rod. They didn't convert a single 3rd down in that first half. It's only the 3rd time that's ever happened in the Mahomes era with the Chiefs. It just didn't look good. They did turn around in the second half, but I think the Chiefs just beat themselves in this one. That's why I'm not too concerned. The Chiefs beat themselves. They missed an extra point, missed a 2-point conversion. It was just things that they always do, and they couldn't get it done. Credit to the Chargers. Credit to Jim Harbaugh. He had the defense playing great. Justin Herbert looked phenomenal. One of Justin Herbert's best games that he's played. Loved the pairing with Herbert and Harbaugh. I was excited for that last year. And I think this is a great win for them to start off the season.
Raph, we had someone in the chat, JPV, asking, do you think the Chiefs' dominance is coming to an end?
Well, chat, you guys should know me already. Well, I'm Mr. Mahomes' biggest hater. You can call me Skip Bayless Jr. You can call me Skip Bayless is my middle name. But this is just another demonstration of why Mahomes will never be Brady. You will never be Brady. I don't give a damn if you lost your running back 1, your wide receiver 1. You have Travis Kelsey still. I don't care if he's on one leg. I don't care. You still have Travis Kelsey.
35-year-old Travis Kelsey.
You still have the coach of all coaches, the best coach right now in the league. You still have him. You gonna if you're the guy that everybody says he is, you're gonna find a way to win. So answering Justin's question of do you think the Chiefs dominance is coming to an end? I'm calling it right now. They're not making it past the Bills. They're not making it past the Ravens. And if the Bengals reach the playoffs, they're not making it past the Bengals either. Mahomes is done. Mahomes has been regressing since 2022. Remember that. Since 2022, Mahomes has been regressing every single year. And the only reason why he's been doing good is because he's getting these squeaky plays that clearly the Bills and the Ravens, of course, Mahomes owns them. He finds ways to beat them. But no, he is regressing. So yes.
Can I ask a question when it comes to Tom Brady? Okay, so Tom Brady wins.
Wait, is this about Tom Brady? We might go out of this.
You brought him up. What are you talking about? You brought Tom Brady. You brought him up, so if you're bringing him up, let's stay on the conversation about him, okay? Tom Brady, and correct me if I'm wrong, because I might be misquoting this. Tom Brady won in 2001, right? 2002, and then he didn't win again until when? Until like 2010. I might be off on this, but
we're talking about Super Bowls.
Yeah, Super Bowls. Yes.
Okay.
No, it was 02, then
02,
5 and 6 or
4 and 5.
Yeah.
04 and 5. And both of them.
And then not again until the Seahawks won.
Okay. Until the Seahawks, correct.
So there was this big gap where Tom Brady wasn't winning Super Bowls. He was losing to Peyton Manning.
Wait, wasn't winning, or we're in the Super Bowl and we lost the Super Bowl? Yes.
What happened last year with Patrick Mahomes? Was he not in the Super Bowl?
Yes.
And in this time span, when not only is Patrick Mahomes winning Super Bowls, he's winning MVPs as well. Tom Brady didn't win his first MVP in 2006, 2007. And even when he had his MVP season, when he was with the undefeated Patriots, he ended up losing that Super Bowl. And he didn't end up back in the Super Bowl until that Seahawks game, which, by the way, he should have freaking lost if Pete Carroll would hand him the god.
Whoa! This is a discussion for another time, because if we're talking about if, we can look at all Mahomes' Super Bowl performances and talk about if. I don't want to do this right now. I care about you guys, and I don't want to rage bait and I don't want to expose you guys to the audience. Okay, that's what I'm trying to say.
Even the great Tom Brady had this point in his career where there was a lull, where he wasn't winning Super Bowls, and then eventually he came back to it. I think Patrick Mahomes has earned that grace period where he can maybe fall off and then come back again. And you have to admit,
I disagree.
You have to admit that the beginning of Patrick Mahomes' career is a lot
better than Tom Brady.
Tom Brady's. So
yes, but in the modern day, let me ask you, in the modern day of football, and Matthew, answer this as non-biased as possible. Can we guarantee Mahomes' health? Can we guarantee it? Look, Tom Brady has played for 23 years. How many has Mahomes played?
But he's already ahead of schedule, is what I'm saying. So even if he gets, let's say he plays, when he plays 12 years, he still has time to make. I'm not. Listen, is he gonna win?
Wait a minute. So you're telling me that we can't. So it's easier for Mahomes to stay healthy now than it is back then. That's what you're telling me.
Yeah.
No, I'm saying that it's harder. I'm saying it's harder. It's gonna be harder for him. I think.
Okay.
That's what I'm saying. It's gonna be harder for Mahomes to stay healthy.
I personally think yes, it's going to be harder for him.
No, it's going to be easier.
In this era, it's harder than.
No, because you guys are talking about from my thing. I'm not talking about like obviously back then, like the hard hitting, like a lot of things were like legal. You know what I'm saying? Like a lot of things were legal. I'm talking about him always. Like him coming out in the news about saying that like retirement is not that far, and him just coming out and saying that he has injury after injury. Because let's be honest, that ankle injury has been lingering, and like at the end of the day, being an athlete, it's all about your skill and how healthy you can keep up, but it's also a mentality thing. Not these guys that, especially him being the contract that he got. A lot of these guys say, you know what, I'm building a family. I want to stay healthy, and I already have my rings. I already have my money. I already have my legacy built. If he's chasing Brady, then I'm wrong. Then I'm completely wrong. And then what I'm saying about longevity is not the question. But I'm just saying that if we look in deeper into this, he has the rings, he has the legacy, he has the money, and now he has a family that he wants to stay healthy for, especially at a quarterback position that even though you want to stay healthy, you have to protect yourself at the end of the day. I
Sure,
just feel
but
that. Okay,
he may
go.
not play until he's 40 plus like Brady. You know, he
Yeah.
may be
Well, he better play. You want to
36,
catch Brady. You better play like that. You want to
I
catch Brady. You
listen.
better play like
I
that.
don't think
And he
anybody's
has
gonna catch
7.
Brady.
He's only 29. He's only
Yeah.
what, 29?
I don't think
I mean,
anybody's gonna
he's
catch Brady. There was a question in the chat. Pascal asks, "What was more surprising to you in the Miami Indy game? Was it Daniel Jones looking spectacular or the Dolphins looking atrocious?" You want to take this one, Matt?
It was Danny Dimes looking spectacular. I did not expect
I have a
Daniel Jones
Giants
to
hat
look
on.
this
Y'all can't
good.
see it because my fucking camera's not working. But yeah, go ahead.
Uh, Daniel Jones to look this good right out of the gate. I did expect the Dolphins to be piss poor this season. I expect that I told you guys last week, I think Tua is going to retire at the end of this year. I think his career is done. Between all the concussions that he had, I think he's done.
Matt, you're wild.
I think Tyreek Hill could be traded this season.
Oh, he's
Who
going back
knows?
to the
Maybe
Chiefs.
back to the
He's
Chiefs.
going back to the Chiefs.
Maybe
He's going
back
back
to
to the
the
Chiefs.
Chiefs.
Yes,
And
he
Raf
is.
isn't concerned about that. Should be.
Wait,
But Daniel
the same
Jones looked
Tyreek Hill that's
phenomenal.
he's expecting his 10th child. I'm supposed to be worried about that. I'm not worried about that.
What does that
I'm not
have to
worried
do
about
with the
that.
what does
I'm
that
not
have to
worried
do
about
with the
him.
on-field performance?
That he's not focused on football no more. That guy is focused on himself, and that's it. He's not
So
focused on that no more.
because he's doing a natural deed, he's not focused on football.
Wait, 10 child with how many women? That's natural? Okay, continue,
Help me
sir.
out. Daniel
Continue.
Jones looked phenomenal. He had Jonathan Taylor there in the backfield doing great things. He was spreading the ball around to Michael Pittman, to Tyler Warren. He was doing great things. I was really impressed with Daniel Jones on Sunday.
Take it away, Giants fan.
Oh my god, I don't even want to talk about this. Listen, Daniel Jones looked great. Do I think it's gonna be sustainable? No. I think that he had a little spiritual awakening from the owner. I'm drawing a blank on his name, forgive me. They was celebrating his life. It was Boss Day, and
I think it's Jim Irsay,
Jim
whatever
Irsay,
his name
thank you.
is.
Yep, Jim Irsay, correct. That's right. And I think they were just really inspired and playing for him. So, listen, man, shout out to Daniel Jones. You know, I'm not gonna hate on the guy. It's annoying that every time a Giants player leaves the Giants, they want to have a career year. And, you know, I think because of the terrible quarterback play, we forgot how great of a team Indy actually has. And listen, if Daniel Jones is the missing piece and he's going to lead this team to a wild card spot, hell, maybe even win the South because the South is not that challenging. The only team they have to really get over is the
Texans.
Is the Texans. Maybe the Jaguars to see how they do with Travis Hunter. But listen, man, it is what it is. Shout out to Daniel Jones. He put on a show, you know. But Miami, oh my God, guys! Like, I think they need to just blow that whole thing up. Get rid of the assets. Get rid of Achin. Get rid of Tyreek Hill. Get rid of McDaniels. It obviously didn't work. You know, I was rooting for Tua because I really hate the fact that he, you know, put his life out there and got all these concussions. And, you know, I'm glad he got his money. But, and, you know, listen, he wasn't terrible. Like, he was very accurate. And there was even talks of MVP, you know, for that short time period when it came to Tua. But, I mean, you saw what happened. You can't not score a point on the Indianapolis Colts. You know what I'm saying? Like, you gotta score on them. And especially with Tyreek Hill. You know, Tyreek Hill has not caught a pass for more than 30 yards in over a year. This is Tyreek Hill we're talking about. We're talking about Tyreek Hill. We're talking about the burner of all burners. Okay? We're talking about 50-yard bombs from Patrick Mahomes, taking it to the casa. Okay? And he's like a Ferrari stuck in a garage. Like, he can't go anywhere. So, but again, shout out to Daniel Jones, and, you know, I hope he does well, but, you know, not really, because, you know, not with the Giants.
Yeah, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
Jace. Wait, hold on. Oh, Davis said. Speaking of the Giants, how do you feel about their situation right now? Do you see Dart starting soon? Maybe famous
Okay,
Jameis.
so if you don't mind, I would like to go first on this. I saw Russell Wilson, and I wish I didn't ever see him ever again touch the field. He was so awful that I kind of I kind of wish he retired before he came to the Giants, honestly speaking. Um, but to that question, yes, we should start Jameis Winston. Jackson Dart is going to get annihilated by how that offensive line. Maybe the offensive line starts clicking soon. I'm not saying make Jameis Winston the sacrificial lamb, but I know one thing: he's gonna keep neighbors happy. Malik Neighbors, have you seen him when he's on camera? He looks
I
like
have.
he looks so upset all the time,
Yeah.
and I don't blame him. I know Jameis Winston is a turnover-prone quarterback. He's gonna launch that ball, and he's gonna give
Yes.
Malik Neighbors bombs to catch. Okay, and
Agreed.
the one thing he's also gonna do is keep the vibes open high in that locker room. He's gonna be talking his nonsense, but every time he comes onto that field, everyone's gonna be pumped and want to play for Jameis Winston. The Giants don't look great, and again, they have the hardest schedule going into it. I still think they can get 7 wins, but it's gonna take James. Listen. The defense they scored 21 points on us, but they didn't score a single point in the second half. They scored all points in the first half, and the defense pretty much kept them contained. And we were in the red zone. We could have cashed in a bunch of times. We could have made this a closer game. And it's Rush just he can't stay in the pocket. He gets too nervous. Once the pocket collapses, he tries to run, and he can't run like he used to. And it's not looking good for us. I thought maybe he might be able to keep us afloat, but nah. Yeah, put James in there for sure.
Can I take this one, Matt?
Yeah, go ahead.
Okay, so I definitely agree. I'm not a Giants fan, but I definitely agree that Russ's time has passed, and especially with that Steelers season, he should have just hanged it up. I definitely feel that Giants should have. If you had the mentality of already picking a quarterback, whether it's Dart or Mister Perfect Timing, you should have never picked up Mister Russell Wilson. And you know, as David, you're in the chat, you're seeing this. You know that Mr. Jameis Winston, he can throw bombs. Let's remember that 2019 season that obviously he had like 30 interceptions, but he also had 5,000 yards. And he had Godwin and he had Evans, and they both had 1,000 yards that year. I feel that Jameis Winston should have been the bridge quarterback. Obviously, you have him there. You give Neighbors what he wants, and obviously he wants the ball. Look at him in his sideline. He's not even dapping up his own coach. He doesn't like Dable at all. I know he doesn't. And I definitely feel that later on in the year we will see Dart. Maybe if this injury happens or someone doesn't play up to par. But I definitely do see Dart eventually. But I'll give it to Winston for now. But I know they're gonna give Russell a shot, another shot or two. But I'll do Winston and then I'll do Dart. What do you think, Matt?
Guys. We gotta relax. It's week 1. Russ will be fine. The Giants will be fine with their 3 wins. And it'll all be okay. It's week 1. Look, the Commanders are a top team in the NFL. They were in the NFC Championship game last year. I mean, that's the highest level that you can play against. And yes, Russ looked awful. Malik Neighbors did not look happy. The team looked bad. The defense played great, but the team looked bad. But it's week 1. Let's see what happens down the line the next couple of weeks, which is probably going to be more of the same. I think they start 0-4, honestly. I think they would finish the season at 3 games, but Jackson Dart has got to learn. I don't think it's a good idea to put him in right away. You gotta let Russ cook for just a little bit.
So, Matt, how long
Just
do
a
you
little
wait
bit.
until you put Jameis Winston?
Yeah,
Or
how long is that leash?
Do you think Jameis Winston should go in at all?
I think I don't think Jameis Winston should go in at all. Honestly, I think let Russ have his little retirement tour because I don't think we see Russ after this ever again.
We're not here for that.
And the Giants are in full rebuilding mode. I say let Russ go for the season. Maybe play Jackson the final week of the season. Leave it at that.
All right. I mean, listen, I think my biggest concern is that this week Russ looks kind of decent because Dallas doesn't have a pass rush, and he'll throw for like 250 yards and maybe 2 touchdowns, and everybody's gonna be like, "Oh, see, Russell Wilson, he can handle this offense. He can play still," and it's not the case. He can't play against a real pass rush defense. And again, we have to give credit to Washington. They do have, for as old as they are, they do have Bobby Wagner and Von Miller on that side. So that defense is tough. But the Giants have decent receivers. Nothing great. Maybe like a top 15 receiving core. You know what I mean? And Rush just couldn't get them the football. Like and again, the offensive line is terrible. So I'm not putting it all on Russ. But he's just not the quarterback we need right now. We need a young quarterback. We need somebody who's going to ignite the offense. And I do agree that it's too early for Jackson Dart. You don't want to put him out there and, get him freaking hurt. But that's why I'm saying, hey, go for Jameis. Jameis will ignite that football team.
I just think the question is why? Why did the Giants get both Jameis and Russ? Like, if the season was a disaster like they figured it was going to be, why get two guys who are basically at this point in their careers, they're the same type of guy? You throw in there, they're backup quarterbacks, veterans. Why get both of them?
I think because the coaches were trying to save their jobs also. Like, you draft a rookie, and the rookie's obviously not going to win you more than 4 or 5 games, right? So you try to get a veteran in there. And just in case Russ is absolutely terrible, if you throw Winston in there, maybe he can kind of win you a couple of games to kind of save your job. Brian Daboll and that GM and that whole organization's coaching is on the hot seat. We were in the playoffs in 2019. And we haven't. I'm sorry, not 2019. Excuse me, like 2022. We were in the playoffs like 2 years ago.
22.
Yeah,
22.
We won
I
a
think.
playoff game, and we haven't done jack squat since then. So, I think they're definitely on the hot seat. I think the shine of Brian Daboll is slowly fading away. Each time the Giants lose like this, the Giants have been outscored in Week 1, I think, by 161 points. That is absurd. That is ridiculous. So, yeah, I just think that they're just trying to save.
Can I say a prediction?
Yeah, go ahead.
Mr. Dable is not going to make it to Week 10. That's my prediction.
You guys are crazy. You guys are crazy. Look, Daboll. Listen, they just drafted Dart. You gotta let Dart play under Daboll first before you can make a decision.
I agree. But I think it's also New York, and I think they get very.
The Giants fans overreacting. There's nothing new.
Speaking of New York, you want to talk about that game? The comeback to MetLife. Mr. Not A12, but Mr. A9, AR9. Welcome into the Midlands. Go ahead, Matt. Take it away. Tell us what happened on this glorious day.
Comeback on my New York Jets, who looked phenomenal. The offense was clicking. Everything was going good. Justin Fields looked great. Garrett Wilson looked great. Breece Hall looked great. Offensive line looked great. And it doesn't matter because it's still a loss. It doesn't matter. They were going back and forth the whole game, but the Jets had momentum the entire game. Fourth quarter comes, first play of the fourth quarter, kick return, and a Jets fumble. And that's all that Rodgers and the Steelers needed. It just sucks that it was Aaron Rodgers. That's what stings the most. If it was anybody else, it's like, okay, whatever. There's a lot of positives to look out of it. But to let this guy who set our franchise back, came in here with high hopes of championships, and he set our franchise back, and he's the one that beats us here Week 1. It stings. But I will say there are a lot of positives for the Jets. Everything on offense looked great. The defense, obviously, the secondary needs to get better. Uh, but there's a lot of positives to take out of it. So that's what I'm going to take out of this tough loss.
Go ahead, Raf.
I definitely think that if you're a Jets fan right now, you should be happy. A lot of positive from the game, especially um, just the fact that your quarterback now looks like a quarterback that you can actually look forward to, and you can actually you see like, okay, I'm liking what I'm seeing because these past years with Matthew's favorite quarterback Zach Wilson, and then you have the A Rod as well. That you just don't have the main source that you should be having, which is a good quarterback. And I feel that Justin Fields didn't necessarily hasn't been given necessarily a fair chance at quarterback because obviously in the Bears he just that team sucked, and then with the Steelers they just gave the keys to Russell Wilson. So I feel like now we're truly seeing what Justin Fields can do. I like the connection, the Ohio State connection he has with Mr. G10. But yeah, I feel that this is going to be a solid year. I'm not going to say a good year. I'm not going to say a bad year, but I feel that this is going to be a year that you can say a step in the right direction for the Jets. I definitely feel that once you figure out your quarterback situation, when you have in the modern day, I feel like now you need a quarterback that needs to run. Boom, he's one. Obviously he has a rocket when he needs to, and I just feel that we just needed to see this version of him because I feel that, as I mentioned before, now we're giving him like the keys to the kingdom, and now this can be it.
Yeah, I was telling you earlier, Matt, that like Justin Fields is a good fit for the Jets. 2-year contract, not getting paid a lot of money. I think he was given a bad rap, especially when it came to Pittsburgh. Like he basically got benched, being going basically.
He started them 4-2, and here comes Russ at 35 years old.
Right,
he's been looking like a bum for years already, and he takes over.
He was just telling me the last segment that we have to let Rush cook, and now he's over here calling him a bum.
Well, yes, but
what am I supposed to do with that, Raf?
It's Matthew at the end of the day. Like, come on, we know.
But anyway,
because what's the difference? Him and Jameis, there's no difference. It's the same thing.
Anyway,
back to the Jets.
But Justin Fields looked great. The defense kind of worried me a little bit because when you let 42-year-old Aaron Rodgers throw 4 touchdowns on you, it's a little concerning. But if I were to have faith in one of the two sides, I would want to have faith more in the defense coming back. The offense really impressed me, especially having TJ Watt on that side. The offensive line held up amazing. Garrett Wilson, the Justin Fields connection, people were hoping that worked, and it's working. I think if they play anybody else did last week, they're going to win that game. I think Aaron Rodgers had the one time you don't want to play Aaron Rodgers when he has a fucking chip on his shoulder and he has attitude. He's gonna sling that ball. He's gonna get that W. I'm not gonna sit here and say I was expecting that. I was definitely shocked that Aaron Rodgers threw 4 TDs and came back winning against the Jets. If Garrett Wilson holds on to that football, I think they march down and kick the game-winning field goal. Great play by Jalen Ramsey, knocking that football off. It sucks that they were talking smack earlier, and then Jalen Ramsey gets the final laugh and kind of ends that whole game. It sucks. It's like, damn, the Jets are just the Jets. Like, it's just like there's always just something with them. But I think this year, you can't walk away from this game feeling bad about yourself. Like, I think everybody thought the Steelers might win this game, but did not think it was going to be this close. If it wasn't for the Bills-Ravens game, this might have been game of the week because it was really back and forth. The Jets had a 10-point lead. Aaron Rodgers just comes back, makes a couple drives at the end of the game. But I think if you're a Jets fan, you have faith. Like, you believe in it. And again, Patriots didn't look that great. Miami's trash, so you might be placed second in the division. Usually it means a wild card spot. Maybe the last 6 or 7 spot in the wild card. Don't have a crazy tough schedule. You know what I mean? A lot of the top AFC teams are going to be eating each other with their wins, especially with the tough divisions, especially in the AFC North and the AFC West. Hey, I would not be surprised if the Jets make the playoffs. They definitely have a better chance than the Giants. That's for damn sure.
Do not get me excited.
I'm just saying because if you want to take everybody in the AFC West, over the Jets, that's what? That's one division and three. I mean, are you taking them over the Raiders in the West? That's pretty. That's a toss up.
Guys,
That's a
can
toss
I
up.
say 2 words, please?
What?
Week 1.
All right, but we have to build off of something, right?
That's it.
We have to
That's
build
what I will
off of
say.
something. But I listen. If we're comparing it to Week 1, I think the Jets should have more positive outlook than negative.
Absolutely.
Like
Step
Justin
in the
Fields,
right direction. Step in the
yeah.
right direction. Yes.
Like Justin
Yes.
Fields said, they signed all these players, all these veterans, and they only beat us by 2 points. So,
And I'm touching on the Steelers there.
mhm.
Aaron Rodgers looked great. They brought in all these guys in the offseason. They traded for Jalen Ramsey, Jonnu Smith. They got Rodgers. What does the Steelers' path to success looks like? What does it look like, guys? Do they make the playoffs? Are they going to win the division? No. Raf says no.
No, I think that Bengals and Ravens are too hungry. You know, those guys are championship ambitions, bro. And when you have those teams that are hungry, I see this year as a Aaron Rodgers, a fuck you year to like the Jets. That's what I see it as. It's like, oh, look what I did. Look at my stats here. Like, no, like it's going to be a stat pad year for him. Another mid-year for Mike Tomlin that once again he's overrated coach.
Look, they made the playoffs last year with Russ. I mean, is Rodgers that much? Is he the same? Is he better? What do you think?
No, I just think that Rodgers is not really all that, especially when you guys got him. I think that was just a classic Brett Favre
You don't think
thing.
him and Mike Tomlin could be that perfect connection there between the two of them? They brought in all these guys.
If the Bengals and the Ravens weren't involved, sure, but those guys are hungry. Very hungry, and then you have other teams in the wild card scene. I'm still picking the Jets. If it comes to that, I'll pick the Jets over the Steelers. So it's like no, I think there's many teams hungrier than them. So no.
Yeah, I think that the one thing they were banking on was their defense, but the one thing that didn't look good during that Jets game was their defense. You know what I mean? Like, are we expecting Aaron Rodgers to be this way every week, throw 4 touchdowns? They literally needed every.
He could be, guys. He could be.
I don't
New
know.
team,
I don't know
great
about
coach.
I
Like
would have to see that.
Tomlin is the only coach that can put him into check. I feel like in the NFL.
It's not about putting- I don't think it's about putting him in-
No.
No, Mike Tomlin couldn't even put James Harrison in check. No.
Mike Tomlin.
No.
It's a path to success, and Mike Tomlin has a track record of success, winning seasons every year. Like it's a different breed of football with the Steelers.
But these guys that he's at
Rodgers to buy
quarterback.
into that, getting Rodgers to buy into that, I think the Steelers could do something.
Yeah. We have a question in the chat. Raph, how many years do you think until the Pats are back in the playoffs?
Next year or 2 years from now.
You don't see them making it this year.
Next year?
No. You gotta add. They have the running back core. Gotta add to the defense. Gotta add to the O line and receivers. But not this year. Maybe not next year. But I see in 2 years. 2 years. You guys think? What do you guys think?
Yeah, I have to agree. I thought Mike Vrabel might have turned this team around with his what's the word I'm looking for? His culture, but yeah, they didn't look great, did they? Against Oakland, they didn't look great at all. Drake May, people like to believe in Drake May, and I want to be one of those guys, but for some reason
I'm one of those guys.
He just for some reason he just can't get over that hump. Again, there's nothing to write home about when it comes to the Patriots. You know, they got Stephon Diggs there, but besides that, there's not really there's not really much to write home. They just need to build more pieces around there, maybe give him more weapons and maybe a better running game. But yeah, I maybe a year or two, maybe.
Yeah.
But I don't see anything in the future. Again, that division's tough, man. The Bills are going to win it every year. Until Josh Allen is not there, he's the new Tom Brady of the AFC East. He's not going to lose that division. So you have to go for a wild card spot. And the AFC is loaded with teams. Even like the worst teams in some divisions are 10 times better than the Patriots. So, yeah, it's not like the NFC where it's wide open and there's like just 1, 2, 3 teams that are up top. Like, there's like 6 top teams in the AFC. So you're basically fighting for that one spot, and it's just competitive.
Here we go.
I see maybe 5 years, 6 years. Because Drake May is not the answer. Drake May is not the answer.
You think past Drake May?
I'm thinking past Drake May. I think by next year the talks will start of Drake May is not that guy. Let's bring in somebody else, and it's going to be a whole other rebuilding process there. And they've got nothing. They've got the running back Henderson, who they just drafted. I like him. He's promising. Outside of that, Stephon Diggs is not it. He's getting old. They're gonna have to start another rebuild. I'm thinking 5-6 years for the Patriots.
6 years. Oh my god. All right.
Wow.
Let's talk about your guy Matt Stafford.
I got Matthew Stafford. Guess what? Matthew Stafford out in the second half skip. Let's congratulate Matthew Stafford. 60,000 career passing yards for Matthew Stafford. Let's clap it up. I'm the only one here. All right, guys.
I'll do 2 claps. 2 claps.
Top 10 now, all time. In passing.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Matthew Stafford.
He's a Hall of Famer.
Future Hall of Famer.
Yes.
Is he?
Top 10, and he has a ring? Absolutely.
He's going to be top 10, and he's going to be top 6 maybe by the time his career ends, because they're all right there. 10-6, like all right there. You got. He's going to be top 10 in touchdowns. He's got a ring.
I agree.
Yo.
What's up, Nate?
What's up, Nate?
Good,
Nate.
Nate.
Good, gang.
Yo, Nate,
What are you talking about?
we're talking about Matthew Stafford. What do you think about Matthew Stafford?
Matt Stafford. Talking about if he's a Hall of Famer or not.
Oh. Or not yet?
You said
I said
what?
he's not yet?
No, we're just discussing. Matt talked about how he just passed 6,000 passing yards. He's number 10 in all time passing yards, and now he's saying we're discussing if he's a Hall of Famer or not.
I mean, one ring. Every team he goes to elevates.
Every team he goes
I know, Matt.
That's what I'm saying. Nate is speaking my language.
The first team he was on couldn't get past the first round of the playoffs.
First time he gets a real team, Jeremy, they win the Super Bowl.
He had
First time he
Megatron
gets a
on
real
his team.
That's it. That's all he had.
And you
That's
said he had
all
Reggie
he
Bush.
had.
You said it himself. He had Reggie Bush.
Yeah, that's it. All line was awful. The defense was awful. They were giving up.
So
they had to literally play in shootouts every game.
He needs everything because in LA he had Aaron Donald, hands down probably one of the best defenders in the league. He had Puka Nacua, and he had
No, he didn't have Puka Nacua.
Okay,
he had Robert Woods. Where's Robert Woods today?
Okay,
retirement.
He had a triple.
I like
Cooper.
He had
made
a triple
wait.
crown.
Why you gotta mention Robert Woods before you mention Cooper Cup?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying.
That?
Because I'm getting there. He made Cooper Cup.
Because he's ignoring him,
Cooper
He's
Cup.
ignoring him. He had a triple. He had a triple crown wide receiver.
He made Cooper Cup.
He just no. That was untapped potential. That's what it was.
Yeah.
That's what it was.
Okay, and he unlocked it. But
that doesn't mean you made him. That means that it was.
He made him.
Not to mention OBJ coming to have his season again, and who would have probably won the MVP of the Super Bowl if he doesn't get hurt.
Yeah, Jalen Ramsey as well.
Yeah,
listen, of course, he had a great team.
He's gonna get into the Hall of Fame. He has one ring.
Yes,
he won in LA, but I'm talking no MVPs. Okay, one Super Bowl ring. Listen, he's great. He's a great thrower of the football. You know who's also great? Phillip Rivers. Is he getting in the Hall of Fame?
Yes.
But does Philip Rivers have a ring?
I'm just saying
I think he should. I think he should.
And again, it's tough. It's tough, but I don't know. Like again, like I'm thinking he's getting in, but I don't think it's as slam door as you guys make it seem to be.
Jeremy's just moving the goalposts.
Nobody's
In 2021,
moving the goalposts.
all the talk was, "Oh, he needs a ring. Finally, he's a Hall of Famer." Now it's, "Oh no, now he needs two."
Is Matt Ryan a Hall of Famer?
Oh,
He has
No.
an MVP, he has an MVP, and he made a Super Bowl appearance.
He's gonna be in the
and he
Hall of
blew the
the Hall
biggest
of Good.
game
The
ever.
Hall of Very Good.
The Hall of Very Good.
Who would you rather
Yep.
have, Matt? Would you have Matt Stafford or Eli Manning?
Go.
Matthew, come on, bro.
Who would you
I'm
have?
taking Matthew Stafford. Matthew Stafford
Yes.
is the clutchest
I'm taking Matt.
quarterback.
I'm taking
Matthew
Matthew
the
Stafford.
Stafford.
clutchest playoff
Clutch
quarterback
Eli
I've
Manning.
ever seen.
I'm taking Matthew Stafford.
Matthew Stafford is more clutch than
Absolutely.
Eli Manning.
Absolutely, he throws 0
I'm taking-
picks in the playoffs. That's
All day, every
Eli
day,
Manning
bro. I'll
also
take
throws-
it.
He's more talented than Eli Manning too.
Also, Eli Manning has 2 gold sets of horns on his mantle because he chopped them off himself.
Oh my
one
God,
with a
bro.
helmet catch and one with the greatest pass in Super Bowl history down the sideline to Mario Manning.
Oh
in the
my God.
Listen.
You guys are never.
I'm not trying to take the flowers away from Matt Stafford. 6,000 yards, that's very impressive, especially with an old man back that he dragged out this whole year. Took him out, I got a bad back, when he really just wanted to rest at home with his beautiful wife and not do training camp. And instead of just saying, I don't want to do training camp, he made this whole bullshit about how his back hurts.
So now okay. That's the route we're going. Okay,
Okay.
that's the route we're going.
Because he seems fine. He seems fine. For week 1, no mention of his back at all. No whatsoever. And he seems hunky-dory. But again, great win. He got the win. Do you see the Rams winning their division?
The Rams are easily going to win that division.
Easily?
The 49ers are not looking good. Brock Purdy is about to be hurt now too. Apparently, they're not looking good. I have no faith in the Seahawks. I got no faith in the Seahawks. The Cardinals are nonsense. The Rams got this division easily.
I think it's going to be a division that the winner is just one ahead. So I think there's 17 games, right, in the year?
17 games.
No?
Yeah.
I think it's going to be a simple 10-7, 9-8, and then like 8-9. That's how close I think it's going to be over there.
One team from the West then? Like going to the playoffs, only one team from the West?
Yes, because I'm very high. Remember I told you I'm very high in the NFC North. So
Speaking of NFC North, can we talk about what happened with Green Bay and Detroit?
Oh, wait! Did I get to talk about it? Was I still on mute earlier about Jared Goff, or was I not?
I think we heard you. I don't think chat heard you. I think we were on mute for chat.
Okay, chat. So all my guys, listen. Jared Goff. I repeat, Jared Goff is 0-16 in one tie without Sean McVay or Ben Johnson. Remember that. He absolutely sucked without a good offensive coordinator. And that's why I think the Lions are not going to be that good this year. But
who is his coach before Sean McVay?
What's that guy's name from was it Fisher?
Was it Jeff Fisher? Where's Jeff Fisher now?
Wait, is that my problem? I don't think that's my problem.
I'm just saying.
That's not my problem.
I'm just saying, okay? We can't all be Tom Brady and have Bill Belichick as our head coach, coaching one of the most amazing defenses. That's all I'm saying.
Wait. I'm glad you mentioned that. Where's Bill Belichick right now? UNC, how's UNC doing?
Listen, bro, UNC. Let's not talk about that. We're not talking college right now. That's the next year when we get into college football. But we're talking about right now. I'm just saying the Jared Goff disrespect is crazy. It's utterly ridiculous.
It's not disrespect. It's facts. He's not a top 10 quarterback. He's just a mid quarterback.
Listen,
I never said he was. I never said
I come here, I give you my notes, I share my notes to the class, and I show you what it is, bro. That's what I'm doing. That's what I'm doing as a reform.
Let's
That's
talk about
it.
Detroit. Let's talk about the giant elephant in the room. Let's talk about the team that's going to probably challenge the Eagles for the top team in the NFC, the Green Bay Packers. How do we feel about Jordan Love? How much of an impact do we think Micah Parsons is going to have on this team?
Matt?
Michael's going to be huge, but I think towards the end of the season, he's going to tail off like he does every year. He's always done it with the Cowboys. I think he's going to tail off. I think the Packers don't have enough receiving side of the ball to make a deep playoff run. I don't have faith in Romeo Dobbs and Jaden Reed. I mean, these guys.
Matthew Golden is a rookie still as well.
Matthew Golden's a rookie. It's just I don't think they have enough. And Jordan Love is just okay, but he's not going to get them over the hump.
Do you think that game was more of a Detroit problem, or it was more of a Green Bay success, Raph? Do you think it was more Detroit showing that they're gonna be lost without their coordinators, or do you think it's that the Packers have arrived with this brand new team that they're showing?
I think it's a little bit of both, honestly, because like I said, Jared Goff is not him. He's gonna be relying on Sonic and Knuckles, and I feel that the Packers they just have to mesh right now. Everything has to mesh all at once, and I feel that Matthew was talking about how the receiving core is obviously not good right now, but who knows what can happen in the trade deadline? Maybe they get some guys in there. But I definitely feel that right now, Packers. I'm not gonna say nothing on them. It's week one. It was not that high of a score either. What was score as well? What scored that game? It was 27-13. Okay, so I'm a believer in Jordan Love. He's in my top 10 actually. So I actually do believe in Jordan Love actually.
Whoa. I'm gonna need your
top
10. I'm gonna need your top 10. You don't have to give me an order.
That's another day. That's another day.
God, you can't just throw out.
That's another day
like that. I didn't say it for another.
Did you see what Jordan Love did to the Cowboys not too long ago in the play?
I'm not saying he's not top
the Cowboys. It's the Cowboys.
I'm saying he's top 10, but that's a discussion for another day. I don't want to talk about that right now because that's facts. Oh my God. But yeah, I'm big on the Packers, but at the end of the day, you have to beat the Super Bowl champions, and until then, we'll have to see. But I agree with Matthew. They don't have the weapons right now. Josh Jacobs, at the end of the day, he's just a solid running back. He's good. But it won't be enough. You need guys that are gonna get you those clutch, third downs and those catches, and you're relying on Matthew Golden and what do you say, Romeo Dobbs is not right now. No.
Well, that's the thing. Well, they elevated the defense, so is the defense enough that it's gonna get them wins in the playoffs?
Mike is only gonna get better.
I feel like
that defense.
I feel like the Packers. I feel like the Packers is going to be like a new Ravens type shit with the way their whole entire system is. Everybody in that system is young. Everybody in the system is either young or new. Even their coach and their defensive coordinator that they just hired last year, whatever that nigga's name was.
Okay.
Even if they win first place in the division and you got the Bears or Vikings fighting for second, or the Lions probably going to end up fighting for a wild card spot this season, but they'll probably make first round or make it to I don't know if they make it to the NFC division. They can, depending on how the season goes if they stay healthy. Because that defensive coach, he's not bad. His name is Jeff some shit. But it's an entire new system. And bringing Micah Parsons in, it depends how they use him. And the first week it looked good, but I feel like what Jeremy said in the beginning, that was more of a Lions defeat than a Cowboys, than a Packers win.
Yeah, I think the problem is the NFC is just so. There's only one team really. Besides the Eagles, do you see anybody really taking over in the NFC?
Not this year. Not this year.
It was the Lions, and they looked atrocious. So now it's kind of there's in the AFC you obviously have the Bills, you have the Ravens, you have the Bengals. I'm gonna say the Bengals offense. You know what I'm saying? You have now you have the Chargers coming up. In the NFC, you really don't really have anybody who's on the Eagles level. It's kind of they're the juggernaut to beat right now. So I think that having the Packers as the second best team in the NFC isn't really saying much as that the Packers are good. More just there's not a lot of competition in the NFC. Like I think we could all picture Eagles Packers NFC Championship game. You know what I mean? And maybe the Commanders again they played the Giants, so it's really hard to judge them off of that. But Jaden Daniels looked good. They got great weapons. Debo looked like Debo of the 49ers, but again, it's the Giants, so we don't really know. We have to take everything with a pinch of salt. But I mean, it's like one of those things where it's just like it's kind of like the NBA. You know, back in the day when it was just kind of like Milwaukee and Boston, and then that was it. There was like no other teams there. It's kind of like that now. Like it's just the Eagles, and it's like, and even the Eagles, they look pretty defeatable against the Cowboys the first on Thursday. So it's one of those weird things where like I think if you were to do a playoff system where it was the top teams in the NFL total and not conference wise, I think majority of them would just come from the AFC, and there'll be like maybe one or two teams coming from the NFC. It's very weird how there's not a lot of parity right now when it comes to the NFC.
Yeah, the Packers tough matchup week 2 against the Commanders. So they'll get a chance to show if it was a fluke or not.
Okay, Monday night game. The rookie starting, Jason McCarthy.
J.J. McCarthy.
He had a great second half. Yeah.
Caleb Williams looking great in the first half. 10 for 10 to start the game. Then goes for a 4th down, misses a pass by like 5-10 yards. And then kind of all goes downhill from there. Do you see the Bears finishing last in the NFC North?
I'm gonna say yeah. I'm gonna
say yes as well.
Yeah,
it sucks. I like Caleb Williams too, even though he paints his nails. But I like him. He's really good. He should. When he was in college, obviously everyone's comparing him to Mahomes. And then obviously, you have, his skill set that he can run. He has a rocket of an arm. But I just feel like his decision making, especially in those big downs, is very, very questionable. So, he has the weapons. You can't excuse him this year. He has to do good this year, or now you have to start questioning some things, especially with their head coach, who's Ben Johnson.
So let me ask you a question. Now that the high and powerful Ben Johnson lost his first game, do you think Jared Goff and Ben Johnson kind of need each other, or is this a Caleb Williams problem? And do you think that because there was talks about maybe Ben Johnson kind of holding Caleb Williams back a little bit because he doesn't want him to make a mistake? Do you think he's kind of handcuffing him in this new offensive system?
I think it's week 1. That's what I think. That's what I'm gonna say. I think it's week 1.
I mean,
it's week 1.
He threw the ball over 30 times. I mean, I don't think he was handcuffing him per se, but it is week 1. I think you gotta let it see where it goes after this.
This is a weekly thing, Jay. If we come back on week 7 recap and Caleb Williams is still trash and the Bears are still trash, then I'll eat my words. I'll be like, okay, this is a problem that I don't like. But right now, I don't think it's handcuffing right now. No.
Do you think I think part of us were also kind of discounting the Vikings defense. Man, that defense was elite last year. And I think it's time to start putting some respect on that defensive front. Like, they get at the quarterback. You know what I mean? He was dancing the whole time in the pocket. And remember, they still have Justin Jefferson on the offensive side. So no matter who's throwing him the ball, he's going to get open. He's going to make plays. And I think maybe we didn't take the Vikings as seriously because of all the teams in their division. But, like you say, it is week 1. This is overreaction week 1. We only can go off of what we saw, It's like going off of the preseason. Now we have the first official week. Things are going to change. Nobody expects the Bengals to be this bad on offense. Nobody expects Detroit to get blown out all the time. But I think you're right. I think we can give Caleb Williams a little bit of leeway. We did it for Trevor Lawrence, but at least Trevor Lawrence got to a playoffs. and he won a playoff game. You know what I'm saying? But
Good God.
I think the time is ticking on Caleb Williams a little bit. I think it's time for him to, step up because you got the number 1 draft pick. Remember, this is the same guy who wanted to sign a contract and take part ownership of the Bears. You can't do shit like that and not be good, man. You can't. You can't do that. So, I think it's time for him to step up.
All right, and lastly, guys, some big week 2 matchups. Commanders, Packers. We got the Chiefs and the Eagles. What are you guys looking forward to the most this week? Jets and Bills, Giants, Cowboys.
I'm looking forward to the Eagles Chiefs because that's a very interesting, especially for me as a Giants fan, because here's why. Eagles and Chiefs, if you take what we saw from week 1, the Eagles should run over the Chiefs, right? Probably not going to happen. The Chiefs are going to come out, play hard. Doesn't look like I'm drawing a blank on his name, forgive me. The linebacker for the Eagles who spit on Dak Prescott. He's going to get suspended. It doesn't look like he's getting suspended.
Jalen Carter?
Yeah, we haven't heard anything from the NFL yet about him.
He got fined. He got fined. So, $57,000, I think.
So he's going to be there game 1. So he's going to be fresh and ready to go against the Chiefs. But the Chiefs coming off of that big loss against the Chargers, they're going to want to come out firing.
And it's at Arrowhead, too.
And it's at Arrowhead. They're going to go crazy. The Swifties are going to be there. Just engaged. There's going to be diamond ring signs all over the place. So, but if the Chiefs lose, they play like Giants next week, okay? Which smells disaster for us because they're going to come in with vengeance. So I'm hoping that the Chiefs go in there. And I think it's more interesting if the Chiefs beat the Eagles because then you're like, okay, nah, this league is just wide open because we thought the Chiefs were slipping, but if you can beat the Super Bowl champions, especially fully healthy, it's not like they're gonna lose Jalen Carter. That's his name. I think it's Jalen Carter. I think his name is. Forget
Jalen.
Yeah, I'm thinking of his name. But that's the match I'm looking forward to most. I think Super Bowl rematch. You got absolutely smacked in the Super Bowl. How do you respond at home after a big loss against the Chargers?
Yep.
How about you, Matt?
I think the big thing to look forward to is that there's not a repeat of week 1 for the Chiefs. Not just the loss, but the way that they lost. If they lose and get embarrassed like the Chargers did to them, then we're going to come out here and be like, is it over? Rap's already saying it's over. So I think they got to play a tight game at least. They got to improve a little bit in the running game. Why is Patrick Mahomes their leading rusher every game now? They have no run game. Their secondary's got to get better. So I'm really looking forward to the game. I think I'm gonna go with the Eagles though to pull it out.
No, I actually, as much as I don't like Mahomes, I think that this is a redemption game. This is at home, and he definitely knows how big it is to win. Especially how you guys got embarrassed in the Super Bowl. I definitely feel that you guys are going to win at home. I got Chiefs winning by a touchdown. So I'll say like 24-31.
24-31.
And I got Packers beating the Commanders. I think they're going to beat them.
Okay.
And yeah, I do actually, yes. And what was the other game that the Jets and Bills?
Listen, the Jets.
Alert! I'm going upset alert here. Jets always play the Bills tight, always, and they're at MetLife.
You do. I'm not gonna lie, you guys.
And usually, what happens after a team wins by luck? More times than not, the team who wins by luck usually loses the next game. So, and the Jets just came off a tough loss. They're gonna be hungry, and I think they have more confidence in themselves that they actually could beat these good teams now. So, I would keep an eye. I would look out. I would keep an eye on them. All right, boys. Want to do a quick recap on WWE real quick? Have y'all been paying attention? Or do I didn't
Take
mean to
it,
didn't mean to fill you in with what's going
take,
on?
take it, take it away, boys, because I don't give a damn about that no more.
Okay, so if you haven't been paying attention, I'm sure you have. AJ Lee came back, so they're setting up the
Yes.
set. They're setting up the Seth Becky Punk AJ Lee match. Crowd went crazy when crazy pop obviously when she came back. Looks like it's gonna happen at Wrestling Palooza, which is an insane thing that just came out of my mouth. Also, they're gonna set up Brock Lesnar, John Cena. I know that Matt is very excited for that one. It's gonna be happening on ESPN. This is gonna be the first pay per view on ESPN. Not gonna lie, boys, WWE's been kind of trending downward. I think once Cena retires, it's gonna be a little stagnant. I don't know what they can pull off. I hope that they have something up their sleeves. Like I think Raph sent it in the chat a couple weeks ago about The Rock coming out during Cena's retirement and saying like, "Yeah, you're not going anywhere," which would be it would be kind of low because you kind of been selling these tickets on the basis of like, hey, this is the last time you're gonna see John Cena, and if you kind of pull the rug underneath it, it's like, hey, brother, we all lied. He's not leaving. He's be here for like another couple months. It'd be kind of grimy in a way. But yeah, I just think that WWE's kind of losing their like edge a little bit, like their story. I don't know. I don't know
The
what it is.
spark. The spark.
Yeah, it's just kind of like dying down. It's kind of fading. Like all their big stars are like just leaving, doing movies. Like Roman's doing Street Fighter and Cody's doing Street Fighter and John Cena's not appearing as much. And don't get me wrong, the AJ Lee stuff is fantastic, and the Brock Lesnar stuff that's coming with John Cena that's gonna be must see TV. But then it's like besides that, it's kind of just like everything's kind of put on the back burner. But yeah, WrestlePalooza.
What does Raph call them? Nostalgia merchants?
Yes.
That's exactly what's happening. They have no ability to tell a story right now.
Yeah.
They had to bring Brock back. They had to bring AJ Lee back. These are moments. And they're great moments, but you get the matches done, but then what's next?
Exactly.
Raw every week have the Vision on Raw, and it's the same thing.
It's the same thing. Same
Every
thing.
week.
Yeah.
Why do we think that Roman in that era was good? Because every week was a new chapter or new page to the story. You would tune in. Why? Because you don't know what's going to happen next. You're trying to figure out what's next in the Bud Light story, what's next on this story. But now that every week's the same thing on Raw, and then SmackDown, it just feels like it's so lackluster that nobody even watches it no more. So it's like what are we doing here?
Nah, I
agree.
And it's like even the kind of like good things they're trying to put in, it's kind of like falling by the wayside because nobody's paying attention. Like I think this last Monday, Jey Uso kind of like turned heel, kind of like he attacked LA Knight, like in a weird way. That's cool.
I mean, I do like that. I like that they're gonna get
Crash
Out Jay. Crash Out Jay again.
Cool,
yes.
Right? But it's like it's like you didn't have the eyes on it because you didn't build up to that. You know what I mean? Like
yes.
You didn't have people tune in because you kind of been telling them like, well, Roman's going away and Cody's going away and Cena's not going to be here every week. So it's kind of like, okay, what am I looking for? And when you don't build these stars, or when you try to build them up and you just knock them back down, like it's like nobody's gonna care. You know what I mean? So I hope. I
have one more. I have one more question for you guys. Yeah. I have one more question, but continue, Jay. Continue.
No. I was just gonna say, I hope it gets better. I hope it. This is like you said. Like the reason Roman got built up wasn't because he was a star the whole time. They told the story, and it just built over time, and people was like, we're interested in.
It kept you in. Yes, exactly.
It was more of an HBO series than it was, like you said, like a moment thing. Like it wasn't just like. It's becoming more like reality TV than a movie, and when it's like that, like people kind of tune out. It's entertaining for the fans that are live, but the people watching at home, it's kind of repetitive, and we're just like, yeah, we know what's gonna happen, don't care. So, but you're gonna say, Raph,
is it me? Is it me? No, this is my question. But I'm like mentioning how you just mentioned how at home compared to like live. They're booking Raw like he said, live show, like it's just a regular live show. You know what I'm saying? Like everything.
No, yeah, you're
everything's
right.
just the same thing.
Yeah,
that's wild to me.
Yeah, you're absolutely right.
But
and I think it's because they're stretching themselves so thin with other projects, like with the Unreal stuff and with, Triple H doing his presidency, whatever the hell he's doing, and TKO really just trying to bring in more money than actually tell stories and invest. You know what I'm saying? They don't really. I think they're losing the base, and I think we all knew this was gonna happen. I think that's why WrestleMania 40 was so special, because it was like, all right, this is the peak of wrestling. Like, this is basically the mountaintop, and we're probably not gonna get here anytime soon. So let's enjoy it for what it is. And then
Yes.
and it's kind of whack, but we always keep our ear to the product and to see it. Hopefully, it'll start picking up again.
So the last question for this stream, I wanted to say real quick.
Yeah.
Let's say Cena's last match is like Gunther or something like that, and it's not. It's like we're all expecting it, or we're thinking of this, that he's gonna get a young star and he's gonna get the absolute brakes beat out of him, right? Or he's gonna lose, right? Um, I saw this on Twitter, and I just thought of you guys, because you guys obviously are bigger Cena fans than me. How would you feel if, like, obviously we're expecting The Rock to come out, but he doesn't come out during the match? What if, like, Cena says his farewell to everybody, and then obviously number 0 is now on the screen at no more dates? He's walking up the ramp, and then he looks one final goodbye. He turns around, and that 0 turns into 1.
I mean,
One more. But right, wait. And that one more. What do you think I'm talking about?
no, I have no idea.
This the final balls comes out, and he says that we're gonna wrestle at 42. How would you guys feel about that? No interest at all, or maybe like, wait, what are they cooking here?
Go ahead, man. Go.
Come on, Cena, C Nation.
Like, it's great, but like, I think, I don't know, it's a little bit of a disservice to the fans.
To the farewell tour.
Yeah, like, he kind of built up this whole thing that whenever December, whatever, is going to be his final appearance ever or match ever. And then for The Rock, like, I don't think The Rock I think he's done. I don't think we see The Rock again. He's out here looking all skinny now. It's over.
It's actually for a movie too. It was actually for a movie, but
I saw that, yeah, but
it's he ruined this all. Like, I'm a big fan of his, but he ruined this all. But that's a discussion for another time.
I would pop, obviously, and I think they can get away with it because people just want to see Cena. Like, they don't want him to go away. But you are running the risk of every person who went to a Cena event, who bought one of those shirts that said "last time ever." You are throwing like a big ass middle finger in their face. You know what I mean? You're just like, yeah, never mind. He's gonna be here for a couple more months. But it would be cool. It would be. I would pop, but I don't think Cena the person would do that. You know what I mean? Like, he has too much integrity, and I think he would like. You have to find a different way. You know what I mean? Like, you have to do it during the dates, or like you have to do it at the end of the year, or whatever the case may be. But I honestly, I don't think the fans would care. Like, I think the majority of the fans would be like, who cares? Like, we're gonna get Cena one more time and this and that, and I'm good with that. Like, imagine you spend all this money to go to WrestleMania 41 to see John Cena's last WrestleMania, and they're like, nope, just kidding. His last WrestleMania is 42. People would lose their shit. But
no, I agree.
But all right, boys. I think this was a great stream, talking
absolutely
NFL stuff. We will get better at this, obviously. It'll be more cleaner.
Raiders to the Super Bowl.
Say again. What he said?
What'd you say, Nate?
whatever that was. I think he said Giants to the Super Bowl, which is the craziest thing you can ever say.
But great stream, boys. Great stream.
Yeah, great stream. We'll get better at this. I apologize for the first 10 minutes. That was kind of lackluster. I'm sorry that you can't see my beautiful face on screen. I don't know what the hell happened. It just won't turn on my camera for some reason. Appreciate everybody for joining in. Please share the word. We'll probably do this every Tuesday and Thursday, boys. Does that sound good?
Yeah.
But we'll definitely let everybody know before we hop on stream, and yeah, boys. Until next time.
All right, boys.
All right.
See you.
Later.